Hey. This is Short Mama Money Move, and right now we're going to do our cash stuffing for the 5th week. Okay, so I'm just going to get right into it. You know, we usually do story time and cash stuffing. Now, this story time is going to be about not the loan place, but how I end up getting hired or how I end up losing my job. I used to work at a check cashing place, that, you know, cash checks or whatever, and I want to explain how I end up getting fired from that job, and how I end up being in the loan place, how I end up getting hired at the loan place. Okay, but anyway, let's go ahead and we're going to go through the bills that will be coming out this paycheck. Okay, so the only bills that will be coming out, my Netflix came out, and we got to hop over here to August spread. Okay, so my business email, CVS, I have insurance, Canva, the Busch Gardens, RS Andrew, the BET streaming service, and the streaming service. And also, I want to also count Allied Bank, because they always come out around Wednesday. So I just like to count that ahead of time. So those are the bills that will be coming out for this week paycheck. Okay, so now we're going to go back over here and do the paycheck breakdown. Okay, so paycheck breakdown, and I'm just making sure I'm actually going to stand up to see if I'm in frame. Okay, so my paycheck was at $585, and my extra was $360, in all $945. I already discussed these bills that coming out. The only thing different is the saving challenge is $186. Church again $20. My hair $160, and the reason why is because my daughter, my oldest daughter, I got my hair done, and I need to get my oldest daughter hair treated because she was taking out her braids, and she's rough-handed, and she get frustrated real quick, and she literally stopped pulling out the braids, like pulling them, and her hair was entangled in the braids, like, so, and she was just pulling the whole thing out. So she got a little bit of bald patches and stuff, so we trying to get that treated. So I'm taking her to my hair place to get it treated. Okay, yeah, it's upsetting, but anyway, I paid off the Gerber loan, and sticker funds again $285. Okay, so in all $922.20 is what I have, and then is the amount of all my bills, and my paycheck was at $945, and all I have a buffer of $22.80. Okay, so that's all for that. Okay, so now we can put this on to the side over here. Okay, so now we're going to dump our change out. You can see this all empty. My pennies. Let me tell you something. I would not be counting these pennies one by one. I already said once this penny y'all get full, I'm going to Cornstar and they're going to count it. I would not. I promise you, I would not be counting these pennies, because this was a task all within itself. So anyway, let's go ahead and dump the change. We'll dump all this change. I know I got a lot of change, because I feel like I just been breaking dollars. Look at this. I've just been breaking dollars. I haven't even been trying to count change out. There we go. Look at this. Look at this change. I got a lot of change. I think I got some more in here somewhere. There we go. All this change. I think I got it all. Okay, so that's all my change. All my change in my wallet. So now we're going to stuff these. See, can we get this back full up? Okay, yes. And I'm going to say, look, I'm getting tempted to sing the song wrong again. I'm about to say, change, change, change. And I meant I'm going to sing that song wrong. I cannot. Okay, but anyway, we're gonna go ahead and put this change in here. I just don't know why I always have more silver than pennies. You would think that I would have more pennies instead, but I don't. Okay, we got that. It sounds so funny because it's so empty. Okay. All right, sounds so funny because it's so empty. Okay, so now I want to go ahead and count the money. Okay, you're going to hear some noise because my fiance came in, of course, while I'm recording, so you might hear some noise. But anyway, we're going to keep it going because I don't feel like starting over. Okay, so just real life here. Okay, so I should have, I think, $285. Okay, so we're going to count that. $46.81, $20, $46.82, $20. And look, I was so busy counting to myself, I forgot I was supposed to be counting out loud. But hopefully, Ooh, I wasn't in frame at all. There you go. It's $285. My fiance threw me off when he came in here. So yeah. So you see it. It's 285. It's 285. He threw me off. Okay. So now we're gonna go ahead and do our cash stuffing. We're gonna start with our main one. Okay. And you might hear some noise because of course a lot of people like to be loud when I start doing these videos. So okay, so for unexpected, I know I did not spend nothing in unexpected. I'm thinking about taking some of my unexpected funds and putting it towards car maintenance. That's what I'm thinking about doing. Okay, and I'm going to only put $5 in unexpected. I should have $95 left. So let's count this real quick. 20, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. I said 95. So what? I'm missing $5 because I added 5. I had 90. Hold on. 20, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. Or did I even add the $5 in here? I'm going to put that. It's 85. Maybe I didn't add the $5 in here. We'll find out. If I be $5 short, then I know what it is. Okay, so unexpected, as you can see, I got $10 in unexpected. So that should equal up to the 95. So okay, so we're going to keep that $10. So let's go ahead and get started. How I end up at the loan place. So first, I was at a check cashing place. Now, this is not the same as the loan place. This is a check cashing place. I was in the check cashing place, and we had a young manager. When I say young, I'm talking about in her early 20s. Okay? Okay, so gas, I still have, I use a 40. Okay, I use 40. I have 50 left. And I'm going to put another 40 in there. Good thing gas going down. I saw one place that had gas at $3.99. And I know that still probably seems high to others. But that means that it's going down. I don't want to talk about it too much because then I'm afraid it's going to creep back up. Okay. And I'm going to put this in my little wallet because I know I don't got nothing left for gas. Okay. So, she was, I'm going to call her Miss A. Okay, so Miss A was the manager of this check cashing place. And the thing with her was she was young, but she thrived on her being the boss. She thrived on it a little too much for my liking. Okay. Let me use an example. Okay. It was this girl that was working there, and it was a rule. If you get a check that's over $2,000, you're supposed to call her to get an approval that you can cash the check. Now, the thing is, most of people that are like con artists or trying to get over, they like to come and cash a check on the weekend, like really like personal checks and stuff like that. They will come there and cash it on the weekend because they can use the excuse that their banks are closed. So we can't call to verify funds to the bank because their banks are closed, or, it made it more difficult. Or you can't call certain businesses on the weekend because the business, is closed or whatever. Okay, so food gets 10. And I know I didn't spend anything in food. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 85, 90, 95. And then I got 10 in my wallet, so that should be 205. So it made it hold on, let me put that 205 up here so I won't lose train of thought. There we go. So it made it difficult for us to verify checks. Okay. So the way I did it on the weekend, if it was if I couldn't verify, I just denied the check and tell them to come back Monday. But this young lady, she did not do that. What she did was she called the company. It was a rule that you never use the number on the check. You had to actually Google the business and see if they have the same number that's on the check, or if you can find another number to call, like an actual business number to call, not use the number on the check because they can put a fake number. Okay, so I just want to show you that I do have my $10 for my food in here. So there go to 10. Okay, so miscellaneous get 5. And I know I didn't spend nothing in miscellaneous. So that being said, it was the weekend. She called, she couldn't find, she said she Googled the business, but the business she said showed up, and she was able to verify, and it said, you know, it had the same number that was on the check, and she said that she was able to verify, and it says that check had funds. That check was over $2,000. She said she tried to call the manager, but the manager did not answer the phone, so, you know, she gone ahead and cashed the check. So this should be 105, 20, 30, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, and I have 10 in my wallet. Okay, so come to find out, the check ended up being bad. The customer basically walked away with a good $2,000, and the check was bad. Okay, now the thing about this customer is a customer that's on Social Security. If you cash a bad check, they will send you a letter saying, hey, your check was bad, or whatever, you are responsible, or whatever. It looked like junk mail, so most people throw it away. But if that person is a person that regularly come to that store to cash their checks, then they risk getting their check taken away. So basically, the customer get a $1,000 check. They will come there to cash their check. If they have a bad balance or they had cashed a bad check there, they will basically take your whole check, act like they're going to cash it, take your whole check and say, look, you had a bad check that we had to cover. Here's your receipt for the payment for that check. Okay, that's pretty much how the rules go when it comes down to the check cashing place. And again, I'm talking about check cashing place, not the loan place. Okay, so what ended up happening is that she got in trouble. She got written up for cashing that bad check. Household get $10. Okay, she got in trouble for cashing that bad check, and she just got a simple write-up. They said it was a warning because she was new. She did make it clear that she did try to call. The manager went answer the phone. So the manager knew that she was hold on, let me see how much I spent in that household first. Okay, so household, I have nothing left. Okay, so I think I spent $10 in household, if I'm not mistaken. I think I had a $10 in here. So let me, and I think I already put, let me see. I should have 55. Let me switch this over, and hopefully I'm doing this right, because I think I only spent $10. And I'm going to put 10, and I should have 65. 20, 30, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to put 10 in my wallet thing, because I know I spent $10. So what ended up happening is that the manager knew that she was working 2 jobs. She was trying to buy a house and everything. And the manager, now this is the manager, this is Miss A over here. What she did was she waited. She literally waited till she moved out of her apartment, moved into this house, knowing that that job was her main job, and fire her. That was like a month later for cashing that bad check. Now, my thing was with that is, you already written her up for a month ago, and you waited another whole month till she moved into her house to fire her for the exact thing you wrote her up a month ago for. I felt like it was wrong. I felt like if you were going to fire her, you should have fired her a month ago. But the way she fired her, you can tell that she got a good feeling out of it. Like, she literally made this girl beg for her job while she sat there and smirked. And I said, see, that was my younger days. See, I was in my young 20s. I said, something like that, you know, I'm tell you, okay, that whole place would have been somewhere else, okay? But that's how she was. That's how she was. And I knew I wasn't going to stay at that job long, because I saw that she got too much of a enjoyment knowing that she had like a power over people. And I felt like it was wrong. Okay, so couponing. Couponing, I know I spent all of it, because I did post more videos this week. So I don't have nothing left in couponing. That's a first. I actually used the whole 40. Okay, and I'm going to add 40 back. Okay, now I'm thinking about my rollover and what to use my rollover for. So I'll put that 20 in my wallet. And I already have an idea of what I want to use my rollover for when I don't use all my couponing money. Okay, and that will go here. Okay, personal. Personal, again, how much personal? I think I'm going to do another 20 for personal. And I think I spent all the personal, to be honest. I think I spent all personal. So let me see what I got left in personal. Oh, I have a whole $1. I got a whole $1 left in personal. So that means I spent $19. Okay, let me just get this right real quick. So I spent $19. Okay, and that leave me with, hold on, 20 something. Lord Jesus. Y'all already know my mouth be my mouth. So it should be 15 if I'm not mistaken. Okay. And we're going to add 20. And that should leave me with 35. Okay. And let me add the 20. And with that, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. All right. I want to do something with these ones. I wonder how did I end up with all these ones. These ones bothering me. But anyway, so that was the thing about the manager. She was young. She was in her 20s. She was actually younger than us. And she was our boss. Okay. And she made sure we know that. Okay. So this is how I end up basically losing my job at this place. It's a rule that at the end of the day, what we're supposed to do is we're supposed to count all the money in the safe. Now, this was a check cashing place, so we would have anywhere between $1,000 to over $20,000 in the store. Sometimes we even had, I think during tax time, we even had $50,000 in the store. So yeah, but it was like we was in a it was like a window. It's like a safe. We had a glass bulletproof thing and everything. It wasn't like the loan place. Okay, it wasn't like the loan place. Okay, let me do my next one. Okay, so anyway, so little emergency is not getting anything. Bills, I'm going to put $10 in because Geico saying that my car insurance bill is not right, and it's not, and I need them to fix that. So I'm going to actually have to make a car insurance payment until they get that right. Anyway, but and so what we have to do before closing, we have to count all the money, literally by hand, all the money. We had little machines that can count, but usually we count it by hand. Okay, so it's one safe. It's a safe that's in a closet, kind of like in a closet, but only the manager have access to that safe. Nobody else have access to it. So she had to unlock the safe, pull out the money, and we have to count it. Okay, now in that safe, we had counted all the money. In that safe, it was $10,000 in that safe, but you know, she's the only one have access to it. So she had to literally open the safe and let us see it, and we have to count it. And then we have to sign verifying that it's in the safe. Okay? 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 90, wait a minute, 100, 10, 20, 30, 35, 40. Okay. Okay, so one day me and her was working. And by then I've been there for almost a year. And me and her was working. And it was a long day. It was a long day. And she was like, look, I don't feel like, opening that safe and counting all that money. How about this? She said, you just sign the paper saying that the money is here. So since she was the type of person that pretty much thrive on firing people and get like a joy out of it, I thought it was like her putting me through a test. I really did. Okay, my daughter getting 20. We're going to go ahead and start shopping for her this week. Probably this week or next week. Oh, mom didn't get nothing this week. Because I said we're just going to figure something out. Okay. And she's going to get 20. And they'll leave me with 220. Now with my penny challenge, I did put an extra 100 in here for my penny challenge money. Because I said I do need, to start trying to build this up because school will be here before you know it. So that's 100, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 5, 10, 15, and 20. That is correct. So I said, no. I said, just go ahead and take it out and count it. I know we tired, but just go ahead and take it out and count it. So she said, no, it's in here. Like, we don't have to count it because I know that it's in here. And so I looked at her. My youngest also get 20. I looked at her and I was looking at her face like, is she playing or is she serious? I mean, so I couldn't, figure out if this was a test or not. So I stuck with what I said. I'm like, no, because that's the rule. We're supposed to count the money and that's what we're going to do and just go ahead and get the money out. So she looked at me and said, are you saying that I'm lying? And I looked at her like, what? It was the funniest thing. 1, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 5, 10, 15, 20. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. But I looked at her like, are you serious right now? Like that. So she was like, are you calling me a liar? I said, I didn't call you anything. I'm just trying to do my job. This is a rule. This is a rule that you told me cannot be broken no matter what. So I'm following your rule. So I'm looking at her like, what's going on? Okay, so this one right here is going to get $15. So she just stared at me and said, I'm not pulling out the money. I'm tired and I don't feel like counting it. Like that. And that's how she said it. And she said, and that's final. And I looked at her and I said, how long we been here fussing about you pulling out the money that you said in the store? We could have been out of here if you just would have pulled out the money. So is the money really here or not? So back then she looked at me and I thought I was fired right then. She didn't fire me. So then she looked at me and just stared at me and didn't say anything else. The next day, I went home and I talked to my mom about it. My mom said it just don't seem right. It's like, if the money there, why she just didn't take the money out and just y'all go ahead and count it? Why y'all had to sit there and fuss for 30 minutes about this? Because we actually fussed for 30 minutes. 20, 40, 60, 65, 70. Hold on. 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 95, 100, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. Yep. So, next day, I came to work and she stopped me at the door. So by then I said, okay, I'm fired now. And she said, you don't work today. And I said, oh, I'm fired? That's how I said it. I was ready. I'm like, I'm fired? She said, no. Why would you be fired? And I said, oh, I just thought I was fired. Like that. So she said, no, you ain't fired. Okay, so Christmas getting $5. I can't wait to school. I finished school shopping so I could really bulk up on Christmas. So I will have $110 for Christmas. Okay, so let me count that. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So she said, oh no, we just don't need the extra worker right now. It's not that much work. So she said this while it was a line. It was literally a line. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I left. So then I called and said, hey, do I come to work today? I need to see the schedule. So she took a picture of the schedule and sent it to me. I was off like the whole week and she only had me working on the weekends. And not only was I working on the weekends, I was working all day on the weekends. So I had to come in at 8 o'clock on Saturday and Sunday, 8 o'clock in the morning, and work from 8 to 8 at night. That's the schedule she had for me. Okay, gifts, I'm not stuffing gifts. School, I'm going to put 20 because like I said, school is might well say right around the corner. So I'm going to put 20 in school. And like I said, with my penny challenge, some of the funds, I put in some of my seeking funds. I should have recorded it, but I wasn't thinking. I just stuffed it, and then the rest I just put in my bank. And so this should be 205? You know my mouth be my mouth. Okay, let me count that, make sure, because my mouth be my mouth, and we all know how that goes. That's 1, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, that's correct. Okay, so I was so hot because I'm like, you got me working all day, like all day on Saturdays and Sundays, like, and good thing I had another job. I had 2 other jobs. So this was like my 3rd job. So I guess, she was like, she gonna quit on her own. But I was like determined not to quit. Okay, medical is not getting anything. I was determined not to quit because I was like, no, you gonna have to fire me because I didn't do anything wrong. Okay. So the next day she came in and she had took me off the schedule for the whole week, including the weekend. So I didn't even have to work the weekend. She just had me completely off the schedule. So when she had me completely off the schedule, I was like, okay, let me make plans with my kids. And she had already hired another girl to replace, the shift I was working. So I'm like, well, I will take this time to spend time with my girls. Okay, Amazon is not getting anything. Money bag. Okay, let me make a quick note and tell you about money bag. I think I've been watching too many budgeting videos. because now I want an iPad. And not only just an iPad, I want an iPad Pro. I want to go big or go home. Okay, so now I'm saving towards an iPad Pro. So that's what I'm doing now. So anyway, I'm going to put, how much I'm going to save for this? $25. I'm going to put $25 towards my iPad Pro. Now, I'm thinking what I'm going to do, I'm thinking that I am going to take my rollover. Oh, this is supposed to be 25. And I don't know what I did with my whiteout. So that is an issue. Because I don't know what I did. But there we go. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to take my rollover and add it to my money bag. Because usually my money bag is if I see a bag that I like. Really like a Coach bag. I'm not really an expensive person when it comes to bags at all. So, yeah. I need a heavy duty bag, and Coach bags are heavy duties to me. So 20, 40, 60, 65. So instead of money bag, I'm going to do my iPad. And I don't know nothing about an iPad. It's just that I think I've been watching too many budgeting videos, and now I want an iPad. Okay, so that's all for this. None of these again stuff. Oh, I did use some of my funds, like my fun funds and stuff for my cousin's birthday. But yeah. Okay, now we got car maintenance. Car maintenance getting 40 because like I said, I'm going to try to bulk up this car maintenance envelope. But anyway, back to what I was saying, and here's the 40. So, she forgot to put me on the schedule for the weekend. Okay, didn't put me on the schedule for the weekend. I took the advantage to take my kids out because I was working every weekend all day. And she ended up, I think I ended up coming there for something. I can't remember what I came there for, but I came there for something. I had to come to the job for something. And when she saw me, she didn't say nothing to me, but the girl that was replacing me said, yeah, you got to work this weekend. And I looked at her and she still was not saying anything. She did not say anything or mention it or anything. And I'm looking at her like, are you going to say anything to me? And she said, yeah, because, see, we work the whole week, and we don't think it's fair for you to get the weekend off when we work the whole week, and you don't be here the whole week. And when she said that, I had a whole moment. I lost my whole religion for a second or two. I had to ask the Lord to repent, to forgive me for my sins in advance. Because I told her, I said, ma'am, the last time I checked, I don't make the schedule. Okay, that's number one. I said, number two, I said, I don't know what kind of games y'all playing, but I already took a picture of the schedule. And the picture that I have is that showing that I did not have to work for this weekend. So if you decide to change the schedule without telling me, that sounds like a you problem, not a me problem. But I already made plans. And like I said, like you said, then the managers jumped in and said, hey, the schedule is subject to change. I said, yeah, your schedule is subject to change, but my plans is not, because you did not call me in advance. How do I supposed to know that I have to work if you don't tell me? That was that. Okay, so we had that whole altercation. Let me go ahead and count this. I should have 190. 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 10, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 85, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90. Yep. So, I mean, I was hot. I was hot as fish grease. And I did not go. I did not. I said, oh, well, I'm not going. I sure said I was not going because she did not tell me. And I said, I got proof. I have the original schedule. And you did not call and tell me. So Pat is not getting anything. Okay. So I'm going to end the story time with that right here. I know I got a little heated because I had a flashback. So then I'm going to tell you. And when I say I think this is actually like both of these cases, even with my first story time and this one, was both in the news, like literally in the news. So yeah, in my small town, it was actually in the news because see, little news is big news in a small town. So yeah, so I will finish this story time next cash stuffing, okay? And I know this probably long, but anyway. So yeah, this is Short Mama Money Moves. We try to move this money in the right direction. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And follow me on Instagram and TikTok. And I think that's it. Next I will be doing my stuffing my saving challenges. So anyway, bye.